Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vobes Show on YouTube. With me in the studio here in I nearly said a beach hut then. It's not a beach hut because I was so used to saying a beach hut in the old days. In my back room is the lovely Kevin Hall.
Good evening, everybody.
It's lovely to be here. Now, not done this before. We did a test stream earlier, and that seemed to be very successful. I just want to make sure that everything is absolutely working hunky-dory. It's all terribly unprofessional to say those sort of things. So I'm just looking to see if I've got everything there. But we do seem to be there. So that's our preview. Look, we can see ourselves. So we're there. You've got the sun rays coming out of your bonds, which is very nice. Which is very nice.
Yeah, sun shines out of mine.
Camera's there, so that's where they will be. But they're also down here. I'm just instructing Mr. Kevin Hall on the... how do we get this to pop out?
The finer up things to do with this live show.
Yes, here we go. So
as I've never seen it before.
Never done it before. So it's all very exciting. So here we are. This is the pop out, which we get all the comments as people type. Now this is all new to me as well, but we did have the test and it was going very well. So Kevin Hall, if you've watched any of my wonderful YouTube videos, you will know that Kevin in the Bald Explorer often pops up in some form or other. We've done a walk fairly recently.
We have.
Over in Thursley.
We did.
On the Nature Reserve.
Yes.
Where I believe the lovely Kevin stripped off down to nature. And we have to say it's not a naturist. Is it a naturalist? Is it? Which one are the ones that take their clothes? Naturalist,
Naturalist,
isn't it? Yes, it's a naturist place. Yeah. So he shoved them back on again and all the little grasshoppers were so much happier.
I'm glad I got them back on because we bumped into those twitchers. Oh, no, sorry, they weren't twitchers, were they?
No, they were twitching after they met us, though.
They were birders.
They were birders, yes, and we'd boggled their binoculars, which is not an easy thing to do.
No.
Now, let's just see if the comments are all coming through. We've got Peter May out there. Hello, Peter May. We've got Daniel out there, otherwise known as D4 Bricks, which is nice to see you, Daniel. Mr. Great Plum, which is Kevin Hall, which is Matthew Holdsworth. Matthew Holdsworth. Is it working, he says. Is it working? Yes, I think it is working. We've got... This isn't a test. No, this is the genuine show, ladies and gentlemen. And by golly, we've been sitting in the back preparing this show all hours.
Hours.
Yes.
Hours and hours.
Hours and hours. We're in Sussex. That is, of course, Steve Pilfold.
Ah, yeah.
So what we're now looking at here is people's YouTube names, which may not correspond to the Facebook names.
That's why it's so confusing.
It is quite confusing. But
the only one I know is Paul Watts.
Paul Watts. Hello, Paul.
Oh, good evening, Paul.
Hope you're well. And Julia Hartley there. Hello. My notification was a little delayed. Oh, I'm so sorry, Julia. I do beg your pardon. I'll make sure that it is up there with the first, that you will be the first to be notified. But we've only just started, so hopefully it is all going. I can see that there's 12 people watching and we've done 4 minutes. It's very good. I like this this sort of desktop here that we get with all lots of information. Don't know what
too much information.
Too much information. Yes, it's all very exciting. So now we haven't really got. This is all a bit of a test to try out YouTube, really, to see if it compares or is any better than Facebook. And the reason, for those that don't know, the reason I'm using YouTube is A, people have been asking me to try YouTube for a long time, and B, my go live button on Facebook has completely been removed. But it hasn't been removed if I go to the Vobes Show page on my phone. So obviously Facebook haven't targeted me per se, because they would have taken it from every possible angle. There must be something going on with either my browser, although I use Firefox, which is usually pretty good, or Facebook have just tweaked something and left some people bereft. But on my phone, which isn't here, it seems to be all right, but I haven't tried. Are you all right?
Yeah. No, I just looking
the great glasses removal, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that Matthew?
Matthew, Mr. Great Plum, yes.
Yeah, Kevin looks academic this evening with the glasses.
Oh, yes, he does.
That's only because I can't read the comments without them.
Can't read them. Bless him. So, yeah, so you're welcome to take them on and off, because if I take my glasses off, people don't know who I am.
Who are you?
I don't know, because they've not seen me with glasses.
Richard.
Somebody different. And I could be 3 different people at once.
Yeah.
So first, what we need to do is, to start with, is a little game called Who's Really Speaking? So here we are. Put your hand over your mouth. So this is how the game is. Who's really speaking? Hello, Richard. Kevin here. It's your turn.
Thank you for joining me.
Oh dear. Anyway, the agenda is set by you, ladies and gentlemen, in tonight's show, because we have no agenda, except to say that poor Kevin, I'm very sorry for Kevin, because he has had a bit of a bad day. Tell us about your day.
My day. Well, I decided, because I've got a few days off work, and I saw that Claire Leach had been to Queen's Park in Brighton, where it's to do it's like a big moon that's on cables. And
a big moon on cables.
Big moon. It's all to do with the Brighton Festival, I think.
So is that like a big art installation?
Yes.
Yes.
Over a big pond that's there. And I've never been there before. So I thought, actually, I'm going to take a run down there and have a look at that. So I did. Once I found somewhere to park, which was in an NCP car park.
Oh, yes, all very nice. I bet that wasn't cheap.
I'll let you know in a minute.
Okay.
Actually, you know how much it was.
Well, I know. I won't reveal.
Yeah, but not cheap. But what I didn't know was how far away this park was.
From the NCP car park.
From the NCP car park. When I got there, I decided to have some lunch first. So I had a coffee, had some lunch. And then I decided to have a look on Google Maps to see how far it was to walk there.
Yeah, sensible thing.
42 minutes.
42 minutes?
42 minutes.
Walking distance?
Walking distance.
From the car park?
From the car park.
God, blimey.
And it went up this really long, steep hill.
Oh, no.
Yep. Anyway, got to the top, found my way there, turned into the park, saw a lady coming out, stopped and spoke to her, asked her about this installation, and she said, it's gone.
Gone?
It was gone. They took it down at midday.
Ah, what time did you arrive?
1:20.
If you'd parked nearer, you would have seen it.
I would.
But you had 42 miles to walk.
Exactly. I saw some guys coming round the pond, and I said, are you the guys that had been put the installation up?
You've been doing the moonies?
Yeah. And they said, yes, we are.
Oh.
And you've taken it down? Yes, we have. Well, can you put it back up? Because I've just travelled an hour to come to look at it. Oops, Bristol, sir. And I said, why Bristol? That's where it's going to.
That's where it's going next, Bristol.
Yes.
Oh, right. Oh, what a shame.
Yes, so I missed it, and it's Claire's fault.
It is all Claire's fault.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, you parked in this NCP car park, which we'll find out how much it was in a second. You parked, to the west of Brighton? So those that are in the know, near the Brunswick Square area?
Yes.
So more Hove, really.
Yeah, it was quite close to the pier.
Yeah.
Not far from the pier.
Not far from the pier.
The lanes.
Oh, the lanes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, it's not too far away. But this was up in Queen's Park, which is to the east of the pier.
Yes.
And up this massive hill.
Yep.
42.
Anybody that knows where the police station is, if anybody's been taken in there, of course, then they know exactly the hill I'm on about.
Yeah, Steve Pilfold has just said that Queen's Park is a hike from the city centre. And don't he know it?
Yes, I do.
So what we want to know is, you've gone all that way, and to see this non-existent moon, which obviously had then decided to go in.
Yep.
How much did it cost to park in that car park in Brighton? You know, friendly place, nice seaside place, sort of place that's obviously going to encourage people to come along. Yep. How much could it possibly be? Couldn't be.
For about 3 hours, 14 quid.
14 quid?
£14.
My God.
The bill is on its way as we speak to Claire.
Yes, that's it. A nice big hefty invoice with value-added tax.
Absolutely.
So there we are.
So
I'm sure Claire will cough up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And pay the bill too.
And then...
Yes.
And then I found out you're going to do a live show tonight.
Yes. And where were you when you found that out?
I was at the Devil's Dyke pub.
Oh, on top of it. How on earth... Hang on a minute. You came in, the first thing you said is, you're going live at 8 tonight when you knocked on my door.
Yep.
And I said, how do you know that? And how did you know? You were sitting in the Devil's Dyke pub.
And there was a test going on.
Yes.
And you had mentioned that I was going to be arriving at any second.
But you weren't watching it because I hadn't seen your name come up.
That's because I wasn't watching it.
Ah, so you're psychic, are you?
No.
Psychotic.
Cynthia Warder warned me.
Now, is Cynthia out there? She's not out there. I haven't seen her name pop up.
No.
She knows we're doing a live show. Where are you, Cynthia? Because I've got my
That's-
finger waggling, don't you know? Dean Cooper has arrived. He says, hello, Richard and Kevin. Gosh, short notice, 8 p.m, but I'm here with Fiona Cooper. Thank you, Dean. Sorry about the short notice. We're testing out YouTube. To those people who haven't seen it before, this is new. Paul Watts says daylight robbery.
Yeah, absolutly. Cynthia's there. I'm here, she says.
Oh, hello, Cynthia. Well done.
Thanks for warning me, Cynthia. I tried to do a runner, it didn't work.
No, I soon hoiked him in. In fact, because you have to pass Worthing to get back to Midhurst, and I had all my spies out with giant nets to capture your car if you were coming back this way, and it worked.
Yes.
Steve Pilfold says that's twice in a few weeks that he's been up the dike.
Yes, that's true.
There's somebody up there he likes, isn't he, up that dike?
I've got to be honest.
Yes.
Every time I come down this way now, I do like to go up to the Devil's Dyke pub and have a meal. It's very reasonably priced, I think, and the food is always very good. Plus, you can have some good walks up there as well.
Yeah, especially if you park in an NCP car park in Brighton and then walk up to the dike.
Yes.
Is that what you do?
Oh, no, because it would take longer and they'd charge me more.
28 quid for 6 hours. How about that? That's a bargain. Barry Stevens says NCP is another road tax. Yes, it blooming is, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Car park could be more, e.g. £100, says Daniel. Well, I guess it could be. Maya Harwood is there. She says, hello. Do love Brighton. My challenge is to drive myself. Oh, yes. So drive yourself down to Brighton, Maya. Be lovely to see you down in that neck of the woods. Do a video of your well, not of your drive down there, because I gather you're a bit nervous about driving down there. Andy Dalgley says, hi, Richard and Kevin. Great to see you both. It's lovely to be here. This is our first live show.
It is, yeah.
We're going to the Peak District, ladies and gentlemen, in the first week of July. Going to take the gear up there. Hopefully we've got enough internet. I might have to reawaken my mobile, my modem, so that we can go live. Be good to do a live show from there, wouldn't it?
It would be great, yeah, absolutely.
Because we could take some photos on the first and second day or something, and then we could share those on the live.
Yeah, it'd be absolutely good. Yeah,
and we can talk about all those exciting places that we've been to. Have we got some exciting places?
I think we've got some brilliant places to go to.
Oh, but
I can't remember. Have we told anybody about what we're doing?
No, we kept it complete secret. Remember that video that we did in here?
Yes.
And we put it out on YouTube.
Yes.
And on Facebook.
Yes.
That we made sure that nobody could possibly see.
Yes.
Nobody knows that we're going to the Peak District and that we're going to the Plague Village, or to the Roaches, or whatever it's called.
The Roaches, yeah.
Or to Bakewell. I got told off for calling it a Bakewell tart. Apparently, Bakewell tart. A Bakewell tart is a loose woman, apparently, or a prostitute lady. So we can't have one of those, apparently. Although, I'm a single bloke, so it's okay. You're a single bloke.
I'm a single bloke.
Yeah. Anyway, but we can have a Bakewell. Originally it was a Bakewell pudding.
Oh, right.
And for some reason the name has changed by deed poll. But now people think of it as Bakewell tart. But originally it was a Bakewell pudding.
Oh, right.
That's what I was told.
That's news.
It is new. I mean, I don't know how true these is. People can write these comments down in black and white. You think it's true. It could be anything. Just think of newspapers. Yeah. You never know what's in them. Fish and chips, mostly. Dean Cooper says, I'm not a fan of dikes. Oh, are you not? Fair enough. Each to their own. But
absolutely.
Some dikes are quite nice. They're a hefty climb. But the Devil's Dyke's got a lovely curved... dike to it, hasn't it?
I'll let you carry on with that description.
I'm just saying, it's got a lovely, there's a downside and an upside. But hey ho. Steve Pilfold says he was born in Brighton. Congratulations to you. Peter May says, where's the lovely Julia? Yeah, where is the lovely? She's probably putting her son to bed, to be honest. It's that sort of time. Where in Sussex says a Bakewell tart is a prostitute sunbathing. Is it Bakewell tart? Yes, very good. I like that.
Yeah, yes.
See what you did there. He's full of good quips.
A bit like yourself.
Yes, that's good. Oh, Julia's here. See, this is interesting because on Facebook I could always see when people had joined, even if they said nothing. On YouTube, people can join. I may not know unless they say something. So if you're there, do say hello and we'll try and see.
Julia did comment a bit earlier.
Yes, I did think she did.
Yeah.
It's only because somebody said, where is she?
Yeah.
The other thing is, rivers and canals are my favourite gents. Oh, rivers and canals are my favourite, comma, gents.
Yeah.
Not your favourite. Not. He doesn't go to rivers and canals and have a quick wee.
No.
I don't think he means that, although it could be misconstrued that way. Yeah. At least with a river, the water is going away and is washed away. With a canal, it's the same. Mostly, it's the same water. Well, it does go down through the locks, doesn't it?
Was that Steve Pilfold?
Yes.
Kevin has inspired me to sort my back room after doing yours.
Oh, that's marvellous.
I've inspired somebody.
Yes.
I'm thrilled.
You are. You're an inspiration. You're now an influencer. You've influenced it.
Yeah.
So, Steve, what have you been doing? What we want now is before and after photos.
Absolutely.
Of course, we can't actually show them, but so description would be good. So, what's the back room like, and what have you done to it? That would be good. And maybe that's an interesting theme for the rest of the show or during the show. Have you made modifications to your house recently, and why? What's the best modification that you've done? You've modified your place a bit, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. I moved in there in crikey, I bought it in 2010 or 11. I was very lucky when I bought the property as a bungalow, but I didn't know that it had planning permission for a loft conversion.
And that came with it. Mm-hmm. Wow, isn't that good?
So I put 2 bedrooms and a bathroom in the roof. I've changed all the downstairs completely.
Dug a great big cellar.
Dug a cellar. There's a
dungeon in there, so I've been told.
Yes, full of wine.
Full of wine.
Oh, yeah.
And wine not.
And as you know, I've put the canopy across the back.
The canopy?
The canopy?
I thought you said the cannabis, didn't you?
Yeah.
The
canopy. No. There was none of that down
None of that down in your dungeon.
No,
just weeds in the garden. But but you've got rid of those.
Yes. I've given them to the neighbour.
Oh, lovely. So you've got a lovely canopy that you can sit under. And in fact, actually, it's quite interesting that you should say this, because we are planning a live show.
We are.
From under the canopy.
Yes. Fingers crossed the weather will be okay, because otherwise nobody will hear a thing.
No. So when is that? Have we got a date? Did we put a date in the
July the 13th, the week after we come back. It's a Saturday, though, everybody. It's a Saturday.
We're going to do a live show. Now, we're also offering tickets. I'm saying this. We're offering tickets for a studio audience. So if anybody fancies being in the audience as we do a live show, and maybe coming up and being part of the show, and then sitting down at the appropriate moment when we think you're boring.
Yes.
And there'll be some light refreshments. I think
you're
going to eat some 60-watt bulbs.
Yes.
So they're light refreshments.
Very light.
And also we'll have some crisps and some liquid of some description, maybe water, if you're lucky. So if anybody wants to come along, is that the thing? We want about 6 or 7 in the studio audience.
When we first talked about it, I think we said about 6 or 7 people. But my thought was it would be nice if we could have, in those 6 or 7 people, the people that have contributed a lot to the show.
To the show, yeah. So it's not like we're putting a stipulation on it, but if you've basically said nothing in the show ever,
you're not welcome at all.
You're not welcome. So now's the time to start contributing. But I should say that you live in Midhurst.
I do.
Just so, because somebody living in Edinburgh who's a great fan of the show, for example, or who lives in on the island of Skye, because we've got we got loads, about 100,000 on Skye who like watching the show. Mm-hmm. They never say anything, obviously. I think most of them are puffins.
Hordes of them.
Hordes of puffins. Where do puffins live? They don't live on the Isle of Skye, do they? But they live on an island somewhere on cliff tops.
Oh, we've already had one. Look, Paul Watts says, "Can I come?"
Can I come? Paul Watts? I should think so.
I should think so.
He's a nice bloke, Paul Watts.
Yeah. I've never met him, so
yeah, that would be great. He's got a very good voice for radio. But don't tell him.
Hello, we've got everybody asking to come along.
Barry Stevens, I'll come along. I did the Basingstoke Canal videos with you. There he is, a nice chap as well. He could come. He could metal detect your garden. And
there's a lot of metal in there.
Is there? Some of his previous wives have been buried in there, and you might pick up their fillings. So probably best not to do the metal detecting.
But we can talk about that a bit more later on.
Yes, we're just planting the seed.
Yes, absolutely.
Which Barry can come and metal detect and pull up.
Well, Mr. Suggett's got to come.
Mr. Suggett, yes. Well, he's always on call, unfortunately, but we'll see. I'm sure he's.
We need someone that's good with barbecues.
Oh yes, that's true. If Suggett doesn't come, we're doomed.
Yes,
because I'm no good with
barbecues. There's no food.
No. So that's very good. What else we got? Julia says, I'm good, Maya. Oh, she's talking to Maya. Stuffing my face as we speak. Now that I can eat, I ruddy well am. Poor old Julia. She keeps eating now.
Yeah, bless her.
But she's eating for 5.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
really?
Yeah.
She's a big girl.
She eats for her husband, her first son, the son that's inside her, herself, and then she helps me out by eating for me too. Saves me having to eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's a very busy girl, she is. What else have we got out there? Ooh, when's this again? And I'm too busy typing. It's the 16th of July.
No, it's the 13th of July.
I beg your pardon. It's the 13th of July.
Saturday the 13th.
Yes, 2014. So make sure you can come. How is Mr. Suggett, says Maya. Do you know, he's been rushed off his feet. He's been working so hard recently. He was complaining to me about 3 weeks ago that the work was drying up. There was no work. It was terrible. He was worried about his job because the business was, suffering. And now suddenly he's worked off his feet and he's saying, God, blimey, there's no chance of me ever getting out to do anything else other than dig up his allotment and do his job, which is, well, it's good to see he's busy. James DeWill says, you seem to be talking a lot of stuff late. You seem to be talking a lot about stuff later on. Yeah, good. I don't know what you mean. Peter May says, I'm a good cook. What can you cook, Peter? What's your favourite recipe? Don't forget, we're also talking about what have you done to your house? Have you had any major catastrophes? Or what have you altered in your house? Steve Pilfold, did you actually answer? Oh, here we are. He's been doing tip runs. Oh, he's got a converted garage. This is Steve Pilfold. By the way, Steve Pilfold is operating the walk on the 2nd of June, if you want to come along, at Pevensey. At 10:30, Pevensey. I don't know where we're meeting, probably near the car. So it's on the Board Explorer Group's Facebook page. Check that out. I need to double check where it is. Anyway, his converted garage was his office until a couple of years back. But he's had a lot of kids since then. Oh, no, he's had a lot of kids-related rubbish in it. He gets about.
Yeah.
He's been doing some tip runs. He's put in an art desk for the wife to recline on in an artistic fashion. And then he's put his desk back in there out of the spare bedroom. Well, that's marvellous. Well done. So, yeah, what have you been doing in your house? Have you done any decorations and things? And have you used the right paint?
You've got to. Nowadays, you should always use durable finish paints.
And who makes durable finish paints?
All the major.
They all make them.
Yeah.
So you can't buy non-durable finish paints.
You can. Yeah.
What's non-durable finish paint called?
Non-durable is just an ordinary matte emulsion.
Oh, I see.
But nowadays, I particularly recommend durable finish paints to my clients.
Just those that don't know, Kevin is an accountant. No, sorry, you.
I wish I was. I'd be a lot better off than what I am now.
Paint and decorator.
Yes, I am. Yeah, 41 years.
41 years. So he knows about paint. He told me when I painted the Essie exactly how to do it.
And he didn't do it.
And what paints to use. And of course, I didn't pay any attention.
None at all.
He did no attention to that because, as usual, I was in a rush. But I should have listened. But it's I would take his advice because he's a very nice man and he knows his stuff. So there we are. Gentlemen, please, I don't wee in canals, says Dean Cooper. A few moments later, he's taken a while to work out what we said earlier. Maybe he just nipped down to the local canal to work it all out. Daniel, who is called D for Bricks, which I just have to keep. Sometimes I have to decipher these names from your. What is it when you have a handle or a non-diplume? You know, these sort of secret names that you have. We have a new kitchen, says Daniel. That's very nice. Where do you keep it? I always think that's a very strange thing when people say, I'm going to get a new kitchen. And I think, well, where will you put it? You've already got a room with stuff in there that is your kitchen. Because what do you call... See, the room is the kitchen, isn't it? Not the fittings.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
So when people say I've got a new kitchen, I think that's a new room.
No, it's the new. It's the units, isn't it? The white goods, the cabinets and stuff. That is the new kitchen.
That's a new. But so it's not actually the room then.
No.
So what is the room?
The room is just a room.
Yeah. Oh, I see. It's not called a kitchen.
Becomes a kitchen.
It becomes a kitchen. Well, I always think it's very strange when people go, "Oh, I'm going to get a new kitchen." I say, "Oh, yeah. Well, where are you going to have that then? Because you've already got a room you're using as a kitchen. Presumably, you're going to put this as a, like an extension." You see what I'm saying? I'm being pedantic here.
Yeah, you are as usual.
I'm being silly.
Yeah.
Maya says that pass on my best. Okay. Ian Beddoe says, got to paint the kitchen starting tomorrow. Make sure you're using the correct durable paint.
Yep. Johnson's, Dulux, Albany, they all make them. And brilliant.
What about Crown?
I hate Crown paint, but I'm assuming they do. I won't touch them. Johnson's is my favourite paint.
They make baby oil, don't they?
They do. And powder.
And powder. Don't get confused when you're mixing your
don't.
powders and your baby oil and think that's durable, because really it's slippable, but it ain't durable. Where in Sussex says that I need to paint the whole house, but my 3-year-old twins just draw on everything in sight. They work as a team. One distracts you whilst the other grabs a Sharpie. Golly, and my kids did exactly the same when they were young, but they used crayons, which was a bit easier. Although crayons is wax. Is that harder to paint over?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Yeah,
absolutely. But the thing about the durable paints is that it's wipeable after about a few hours, and it takes 21 days to fully cure. But after it's cured, the paint or the surface is scrubbable. The job I'm doing at the moment, or just finished in Hazelmere, I did about 8 years ago, and that's when I first started durable paint. And the only reason why the clients want some more work doing is because they want to change a colour. The actual paint itself is in fantastic condition. Really good. So use durable paints, everybody.
There we are. Look at that. That was a plea from the heart. A plea from the heart.
Judith Oakley.
Yes.
Wish Kevin was nearer. I've got 3 bedrooms to paint. Judith, where do you live?
She lives down in... Judith, you live down in Deal, don't you? You live round in Deal?
Oh, down in Kent.
Yeah, yes. It's quite a trek.
It would be, yeah.
But he could. I'm sure you could stay locally in a bed and breakfast if you were to, pay for it.
That'll all be part of the job, and the price will be earned.
He's got 3 bedrooms to paint this week. Well, you're not doing much this week.
No.
So there we are. It depends what you're going to do, because obviously Kevin only does the plush jobs. I mean, I understand that you were working for Royalty fairly recently.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
My husband and I would like our throne room in an off pink. We've fed up with gold. Gold's so passé.
To get 3 bedrooms done in a week, I've been called speedy before, but I'm not that quick.
How big are the bedrooms? If they're like little tiny box rooms, but there's how many walls? You've got 6 walls, haven't you? One's got a carpet on, so that's 5. You've got the ceiling and 4 walls, and then you've got all those blooming things in the way: windows, doors, picture rails. They're a pain, aren't they?
Picture rails?
Do you not have picture rails?
Bit of old hat, isn't it?
Well, it might be an old house. My dad's got picture rails in his old bungalow.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
1930s bungalow.
But most people are ripping them out now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Don't they hang pictures from them?
Not anymore.
Huh? No. They bang nails in there to hold the pictures up, and then you pull out the nails, and it's all that mess. Whereas if people had lovely, what about dado rails or whatever they're called, bedo rails, dildo rails?
They're being ripped out as well.
They'll be. Gosh, what is it with people?
They just like clean, fresh line everywhere.
Do they? Fresh lime.
Lines.
Oh, lines. So they're right. Pinstripes.
Gone are the days where you used to have different types of wallpaper above and below, or a colour and a paper.
You reckon that'll come back?
No.
Never?
No, I don't think so.
The fashion? Because fashions go around.
I hope not, because I'll be fully retired then.
Is that too much? I mean, we did a... You could buy a wallpaper strip.
A freeze.
Yes. You had to put it in the fridge first.
That's it.
And then it would stick on the wall, and we would paint one bit one colour and then a bit up the other colour.
Well, I hope you put the freeze on after you did the painting.
We did.
Yes.
Yeah, drew a line.
Was it the one where you peeled the sticky off the stuff off the back?
No, licked it like that.
Oh,
loads of them. Unfortunately, the Queen's Head got a bit monotonous after a while, but it was a very narrow strip by the time we got there. Before we used green shield stamps, they took even longer.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, or you could get a whole pack. Did you ever collect Green Shield stamps?
We did. When I
Who
was-
collected Green Shield stamps? Who
yes.
remembers? What was the best thing you ever got from Green Shield? Julia's going, what? Green Shield stamps. Sorry, Julia. I'm sure there's a lot of people going, Green Shield stamps. They were great. They were, you could go into garages, couldn't you? Garages?
Yes. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
I think with Green Shield stamps.
Yeah.
And garages used to, they don't do that anymore, do they? The days of the promotions where you could get a mug
Yes.
or something, usually some like a bust of something. Jacques Tati did an amazing, talking about Jacques Tati, I mentioned Jacques Tati on the other show and mentioned his funny car, which of course I can't say the S word now because I got into hot water for spitting it out.
Who is Jacques Tati?
Jacques Tati is a very famous, obviously not to you, but he's a comedian stroke mime filmmaker.
Okay.
Of the 1950s and 60s, really. And one of his famous films was Monsieur Hulot's Holiday, Mon Oncle. I went on to singing the theme tunes the last time I was here, but he did another one called Traffic, and it's mostly visual, so there's very little dialogue as such, and they're travelling to an exhibition in this. And the great thing about Jacques Tati is it's this visual aspect, and in that, it was showing how back in the day, and this was true in England as well, you'd go into a garage and you'd collect stamps, or you take your Green Shield stamps in, or you collect, shell tokens or whatever it was, and you would get stuff. It might be stuff for your barbecue or, fondue thing or busts. Well, in the Jacques Tati film, they had these great big busts of, some prominent political figure or something, big white bust. And people would buy their petrol and you'd see them coming out the garage hampered down by these busts because they're quite huge, and they would shove them in the back of the car. Well, it was a running joke because every time you saw cars in the back, you'd see these big white busts, and it was just sort of a statement, really, because it wasn't pointed out. It was like you had to look and you go, oh look, they've got them and they've got them, showing that everybody was doing this silly promotion. Anyway, That was Jacques Tati. But yeah, do you remember the Green Shield stamps? What have we got here? Don't forget other stamps were available, namely the Co-op. Oh, yes, the Co-op. They did. Yes, I'm so sorry. That's very true. Well done, Ian. Peter May says 1940s. What? 1940s? What, for Green Shield stamps? I remember the stamps from the Co-op books, says Laura Riddle. Yes, the stamps for that. Yes, no, not the Green Shield. Yes, that's right. The Amazing Explorer is out there. Hello, Amazing Explorer 101. Hi, Richard and Kevin.
Good evening.
David Kitchen. My DIY list has become Do It Tomorrow. DIT. Yeah, tomorrow never comes, does it? That's the trouble. Emily Champion says, I've got picture rails. Wouldn't change it in my 1930s house. Eventually want to make it like a living museum.
That's fair enough, Emily. That's absolutely fine. People do like to keep them, and they do still use them for hanging pictures and things like that on.
My dad still got these. They're special hooks. They go on the rail and then they come down and you just hang the picture.
Yeah, I know.
No nails.
Brass usually.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
No nails in the thing. It's very. It's
nails is very good as well.
Yeah. You can hang all sorts of things from it.
Oh, sorry, hit the microphone.
That's all right.
Judith Oakley.
Yes.
Come on down, Kevin.
LOL. There we are. Come on down, Kevin. You've got some work there.
Oh, right.
Hand over. Has it got to be this week though?
Yes.
Has it got to be this week?
No, not this week.
Barry says you have a new fan. My 7-year-old son Faden is watching you and says hi. Hi, Faden.
Hi, Faden.
It's lovely to see you. 7 years old. Have you been at school today, Faden? What was the best lesson today, Faden, that you've done? Did you do any painting? Here's a tip for you. Use durable paint. Get the most colourful paint you can. Go round to your granny's house, if she's still alive, and paint I Love Richard Vobes on there. Make sure it's actually permanent markers is quite good for that, actually, Faden. So give that a whirl. I'll probably get a punch in a minute from... no, because then you can employ Kevin to come along and paint over it and get rid of their mistakes.
Absolutely. I'm very reasonably priced.
Very reasonably priced. There we are. We've got a double act here. I set up the work for you, and you...
And you won't get commission.
No, thanks very much. Judith says Kent. Yes. I'm now in Kent near Deal. That's what yes, it's a fair deal. So that's good. Judith Oak says 2 double bedrooms and a small... 2 double bedrooms? You haven't got time to do double bedrooms?
I will do any size room.
But in a week?
It depends on the amount of prep work and everything.
Oh, yes. You see, you need to see it, don't you, first?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He's not just one of these bosh perk people like me who would just go, oh, just shove it on there. You know, one of these ones that asks for sky blue pink with yellow dots on, already mixed up.
I can just imagine Cynthia Walder. She helps me with a lot of my book work and getting a calendar, for my work schedule sorted out. And I can just imagine her sitting at home now going, oh no, she's pulling her hair out because of me suggesting going down to Kent.
Well, it's very nice in Kent, though.
It's lovely.
I've just seen that I'm on the edge of frame. I'm not just getting to you very cushily, but so there we are. Yeah, oh well.
That's because you haven't got the sunshine coming out your head.
I do not have the sunshine coming out of my head, whereas, of course, you do. Judith says, my mum and dad collected them. I must have missed something there. Sorry, Judith. 2
stamps.
Oh, stamps. Oh, yes. There we go. We're getting back to stamps. Let's just go down and see what we've got. I had hundreds of them, put them in the bin. That's the Green Shield stamps. Nigel Sadler. Hello, Nigel. He says,
Nigel.
oh, God, used to collect Green Shield stamps by the bucket load. Used to redeem them in Brighton. 4 books for a set of glass tumblers.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Used to get a very sticky tongue. I know, those glass tumblers, they were... Oh, from the stamps. Yes, I see where you're going with that.
And didn't the glue taste horrible?
I can't... Yeah, well, as kids,
well,
you
most
loved
of them
all
do,
that.
don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah. And, of course, it was all very poisonous. Many people died from it.
And a lot of people went bald.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true.
Making too many stamps.
I mean, I knew a bloke who, when I was... when I was much younger, he must have been about 90. He licked these Green Shield stamps. 20 years later, he was dead.
Uh-oh.
I mean, he was 90, though. Peter May says, bring back the good old days. I don't understand this world now. I don't understand this world now. It's all changing far too quickly.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. Ian says, what about the tiger tail key rings from Esso garages?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I remember that. I used to know a bloke who did the voiceover for the tiger adverts on the telly a long time ago. Judith says, I'm starting. She's desperate to get you in. Yeah, to Kevin charges about 500 an hour, don't you?
That little?
Yeah, well, it's a special Vobes promotion.
I'd suggest contacting Cynthia Walder and asking her what my rates are.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Might be cheaper than 500 an hour. Didn't say 500, it could have been 500 Maltesers.
I actually don't know what my rates are.
No, there we are.
They're not controlled by me.
He's very lucky that you've got a very lovely PA that does all your business side for you. You just concentrate on getting there and sticking the brush in and having a good sweep up and down.
Everything... all emails straight through to Cynthia. I don't deal with any of that. I turn up, I look at the job, give her all the details. She types it all up for me.
And she does the invoices, which is why if you've got too many noughts on the end, you don't take it out with poor old Kevin here. You go to Cynthia and say, now, look, what's going on?
Exactly.
And mind you, we've done videos with Cynthia and she can hold herself. So.
Oh, yeah.
So you be careful. Tiger tokens, says Steve Pilfold. Tiger tokens, they were good old.
Who was it used to say you have a tiger in your tank? Who was it?
Was that tiger in the tank? Was that
was that Shell
at GTX? Was it at Castrol GTX? No, was it? Who's Steve knows everything. Who did you've got a tiger in your tank?
Tiger in your tank.
Maybe it must have been Esso. Must have been Esso. But then Esso used to do Esso Blue. Do you remember that?
No.
Esso Blue? Who used to sing that? It was on the advert. Something Esso Blue. It must have been for blue. Maybe it was for paraffin.
Oh, Steve said Esso.
Oh, there we are. Esso.
Yeah. You said Steve knows everything.
Yeah, he does know everything. He knows everything, that Steve. I don't believe that he works on the railways. No. I think he works in Central Command.
Yeah, I think he's in Central Intelligence.
Yes, he's at GCHQ. He's got feeds coming into him left, right. I picture him when he's not making those We're in Sussex videos behind banks and banks of monitors, like you see in the big feature films. Yeah. He's monitoring he's probably one of the people that he probably works for Flyway, whatever they're called. Huawei. You know, the Chinese
That's it.
mobile phone people. Probably works for them, getting all the secrets in and farms them out to Chinese people.
That's the company that Trump's got lots of shares with, isn't it?
Well, he's just banned them from. USA. And now, if you've got a full highway phone, it won't be very fine for you for much longer. Can't get a joke out of that. But it's an interesting situation. But it is an interesting situation. Do you want a foreign company making parts which we all now have to use, who could put stuff in and spy on everything you do? I mean, who knows what's in a computer now from anybody?
But haven't they been doing something with the mobile technology for about the last 20 years in this country?
They haven't asked me, because I can give them 5G like this. 5G. That is the new 5G. What do you call it when you've got meme?
Meme? Yeah.
The new meme, 5G. I don't know what it means, but that's it. We're in Sussex. Here we go. Steve Pilfold standing there between he used to break out. He was here on the signals. He doesn't mean these signals, does he? He's getting signals like they used to call who's that? Julian Assange used to send out cables. Such an old-fashioned word, the old cables. You know, because they used to come in on the cables under the sea. So they would call and they would, you know, beep, 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 all that sort of stuff. Well, I reckon that, I think Steve Pilfold is actually Julian Assange rolled up with, who's the bloke who was in that, the Spy Master who wrote that book? You know, oh, you don't read books. You know, the Spy Master who was there, or Smiley. He's sort of mixed between Smiley and Julian Assange and all these sort of. Oh, and who's the other one that deflected to? Oh, and Lord Haw. I reckon he's a mixture of all of that. What does he say anyway? He says, I think the highway thing is a publicity stunt. Nobody knew how to pronounce it before. That's very true. Nobody still knows how to pronounce it, to be honest with you. He says. Steve Pilfold says, I'm not great on general knowledge. I think he's proved that he's greater than that. I bet you win. You're probably banned from pub quizzes.
More than likely. Yeah, more than likely.
Because you probably, in fact, talking about those busts and things you get from train stations and things, on your shelf are probably loads of so many trophies and cups and things from every possible pub quiz ever that you've been banned because it's what's his name? Steve Pilfold again. Yeah, what we got? Steve Pilfold 221. Steve Pilfold, yeah, they're the best competition. Everywhere.
Actually, I think you've hit the nail on the head. My desk at work has 11
monitors. There we are. We knew. Never mind all this train pulling business. You're in the Secret Service. Nigel Sadler. 5G, a terrible technology. It's likely to be the death of us. Well, not only is it chopping down trees, but it is also these microwaves which can zap the brain, apparently. And I watched a video about this that said not only if you walk between two phones that are on 5G, you interrupt the signal.
All right.
Which is a thing. So, but that interruption can be plotted. So if you're in, say, Oxford Circus and you're walking about and somebody knows all the phones in the area, which is possible because they all know all the phones, the operators, they can follow somebody, but each time they block between different phones.
Oh, really?
So somebody who can avoid CCTV, cannot actually, you can still be followed.
That's scary.
It is very scary.
Yeah,
and all this technology. And the thing is, like this, people are giving up their details and are happy for a so-called convenient, like just because people want to watch videos, download videos in 2 seconds. What's wrong with waiting for the beep ding 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 and waiting 20 days for that video to come down? Or when you were watching those naughty pictures in the old days and it would go oh look oh nipples no, I've gone off it now.
What was that all about?
Don't you remember those days?
No.
I was in my youth then. I was in my youth and it was all a novelty when you could get pictures of people with, or in my case...
Naughty pictures?
Yes, they would be pictures of
one
all
of those
sorts of cameras.
You look through the thing and you turn a handle, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. That's right. I mean, I'm glad you remember those days. I didn't think that...
And they used to be on Brighton seafront all the
Yes,
time.
1910. When were you born again?
53.
Oh, 1853.
Oh, nearly.
Yeah, gosh, that's a long old time. 5G technology. Here we go. Now we're getting a bit of a thing going. What? No Carol Smiley. Apropos of, where's the Carol Smiley reference, Emily? I've missed that. So, Nigel Sadler says 26 viewers, by the way. 29, according to my clock up here.
Julia says 31.
Blimey. So, different people can see more than we, which is great. 5G as a technology has no issues. The UK current allocation just uses existing meaning phone frequencies. No trees need to be removed. It's all hype. So why are they chopping them down, Steve? Because Julia is a reliable informant of mine. Unlike you, I don't have 11 monitors in front of me, but I have the lovely Julia who does all the monitoring. And she told me that up in Sheffield, they were chopping them all down so that the 5G sequence technology could get there.
Good evening, Henry.
Oh, hello, Henry. Thank you for joining me.
Yep.
They are talking about the super highway frequency, which Ofcom hasn't even consulted on yet in the UK. Oh, that's an interesting thing. See, I knew he was high up there in the signals department.
There's something not quite right about it, isn't there? All this pulling levers.
Oh, yes. No, I know. It's what levers he's pulling. That's the thing. I reckon he's got Theresa May on one lever. He's got...
or by the throat.
Sorry. We wish. We wish. That there should be a throttle. Isn't there a throttle? These trained people have throttles, don't they?
We should not get onto politics.
And then who's the leader of the opposition? Corbyn. They should have one. He's operating the country, I reckon, on these levers with his 11 monitors going, right, we need a bit of fun going on here. We'll send Farage out over here. We'll get Corbyn over there. We haven't had Diane Abbott on the screens doing some math calculations. Dear. We'll have a bit of Diane Abbott. Now we'll have a whole load of YouTube clips coming out about maths. It's hilarious. You've got to admit, these people are just hilarious. They're talking about... Oh, you've done that. Read some balanced information on it rather than the hype of the worst case scenario. The trouble is, Steve, here's a big trouble. How do you know what is balanced information and what isn't? It's all very well saying read balanced information, but the truth is we don't know the good from the bad. And if you read something that says... oh, yes, it's all perfectly fine and reasonable, there's nothing to worry about. You don't know whether that's actually true or whether that's a hype thing. Because everything, there's so much rubbish out there. You've just got to... Basically, you've got to get a 5G phone, strap it to your head and see if you end up with your head exploding. If it does explode, you know it wasn't a good thing.
Hang on a minute. The phone's just going.
Stick it to your head.
Sorry. Hello, Julia. Rein him in. Rein him in.
Rein him in.
Rein him in.
Your phone's not going.
He's off on another
He's
one.
not off on another one. Do you know, I nearly fell for that. Rein him in. Rein him in. There was a thing about Sheffield. Here we go. I read up on it. Yeah, but did you read the right stuff? Read some balanced stuff. And I can't remember now, but was that something about chopping every tree down? I'll reread it. Peter May says tech can be used for good like most things, but it can be used for evil like his mum. Oh, like it is at the moment. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Fake news. My husband says that about everything I say. 5 technology, not a frequency use. Anyway, we haven't got it yet, so it'll be something that we'll all be paying through the nose for, like everything. We'll all be encouraged to change our phones for. And the speed of this technology implementation is for what purpose? How does it really improve our lives?
But isn't one of the mobile phone network companies already announced that they're going to be bringing 5G out very soon?
Vodafone.
Yeah.
Vodafone.
Yeah.
I think they've already said they're going to be doing. So it's all very confusing, and the public don't know which way to turn, and neither do I. Julia says the Sheffield thing wasn't to do with 5G. Street trees were being removed and lots of protests happened. Some trees have been saved because of the attention. I do remember some people talking about 5G was the reason for it because trees get in the way of the signal. because it's shortwave. It's like, shorter than microwave. Whatever happened to red phone boxes? Well, they've all got defibrillators in them. Now you try taking a phone call and you're going to get... You'll get even worse.
Or libraries. They're being used for libraries.
Well, that's a very sensible thing in my case.
Or information places.
Yes, that's true. I have put my cards in a phone box, which says sound, but don't do that in London. You'll get the wrong sort of customer. But I have put my cards in some red phone boxes, which are information places, but not with me dressed in a G-string and fishnet tights, I hasten to add. We've only got 9 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen, till we come to the end of our amazing first Pucker broadcast on YouTube. And we would like some feedback. Do tell us what you think out of 9 or 10. Don't go any less than that. If you enjoyed it, it's 9. If you thought it was ecstatic, it's 10. If you weren't keen on it, then please don't bother. Trees do not get in the way, says Mr. Great Plum. It's a myth. They do if they are on the M6 and they're growing out the middle of the tarmac. They get in the way. But not in the way of 5G, I see.
Good evening, Robert.
Robert Croser.
Robert Croser's there.
It's working now, Matthew. Reg Holdsworth. Good. Jacques Tati, Robert says, send you in a Jacques Tati link, Kevin. Oh, send you a link to the Jacques Tati, the quote, where I'm using the S word. Oh dear. Barry says 10. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
There we are. The M6 is a truck route. Yes, that's true. It is a truck route, isn't it? I have been on the M6, but it's very handy to get up to Robert Croser's house. When we went up to...
I wasn't there.
Cumbria. No, not you. I was looking at you thinking, my God, you look just like Julia. Just the same as Julia.
Oh, poor Julia.
Just, you've got the same purple hair.
Have I?
Yeah, and the pregnant... the M6 is a very fast route to get up there, and I'm hoping when I go back in a few weeks' time, actually, to Cumbria, that Robert... I know has got some very exciting places lined up for us. It's going to be amazing. Robert says 10, obviously, but a... Balanche, something finding it. I think that's a substitute word for a naughty word.
Judith Oakley, I prefer live show on YouTube, 10 out of 10.
You prefer it on YouTube? That's the question we should really be asking. Do you prefer it on YouTube or Facebook? Has anybody had any connection issues? Because people often say that's one issue that you're always telling me.
Yeah, for some reason, about 45 minutes into the show, I would get buffering every time. Anne Osborne. It's better picture on YouTube. I say 10.
Oh, fantastic! Well, this is a whole new start. It's great for me because I can shunt these comments around the screen. I can look at the screen. I can have ice cream on the screen. I can go back to this screen and I can put in little pictures still in the old way without upsetting anybody.
And the best thing it would do is cut me off.
I can cut you off if I so wish. Oh yeah, we can do that. I can do it that way actually, which is great because I can still see that monitor. Yes. What else we've got? Poor old Mr. Croser didn't understand how to get on live chats on YouTube. Well, I probably would struggle myself if I didn't know. Anne Osborne, better picture. Oh yes, you said that. Yeah. Robert Croser says yes, I did, but Julia's mum told me off. Oh, Julia's mum told him off.
No, everybody's saying 10, really. Cynthia Ward, 10 for me.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think on YouTube is better.
You know why, don't you?
Why is that?
It's because I'm here.
Yes, of course. This is the first time you've been on the show and you're getting 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. They'll watch the comments change.
Yes.
And the numbers go down.
Yes, I'm sure they will. Thanks for that. I have no issues with YouTube. It seems reliable. The comments are character limited to 250, it seems. Well, that's quite handy so people can't write monologues.
Mm-hmm.
So that's okay. Paul Watts is saying YouTube is better. Thank you very much. It's working fine for me on YouTube. I don't mind Facebook or YouTube, whichever suits. Henry, you're blowing the smoke in the right direction, which is great. Julia Hartley says, I sit on the fence with 5G. Oh, I wonder if that's painful.
But that is.
Maybe it cushions the sharp prongs of a picket fence. All I know is that trees have indeed been felled with possibly misled information ahead of the 5G rollout. Now, when you say a 5G rollout, I always think that's like, a big carpet coming out. Mm-hmm. The thing is, who the hey are we supposed to believe? That is the truth. You never know who to believe.
Oh, no, look.
Facebook, the irony, it has just buffered, says Mr. Yes, you see, if we start talking about the quality of it is likely to go downhill. Facebook never works great for me, so stay on YouTube. Well, that's fantastic. Well, we've done really well. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. My thanks, of course, to my superstar guest. Will you come back another day?
I'd love to, yeah.
Good.
After experiencing this for the first time.
Yes.
I'll be very pleased to come back if people want me to come back. Of course.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure we've still got 5 minutes actually. No, 4 minutes.
All right. Let's keep going.
Got 4 minutes. So
I can soon upset somebody.
Yes, good. Well, I notice I have monopolised the conversation quite a bit, but I'm used to doing it. Julia will say, I hate dead air, you see. There's this thing in broadcasting is that only at strategic points do you pause like that.
Yeah, like that.
Like that. Yes. But there's that sort of thing about you've got to keep the conversation going. It keeps it alive. And so I tend to babble a lot and often not even listen to what I'm saying. I'm just making a noise.
But if it works for the show...
Yes.
And you've got somebody as a guest, then it's best for it to run that way.
Yes, I should have been asking you many more questions, but I don't know you that well, so I can't ask you, you know.
I only came round to ask if I could use the loo.
Yeah, I realised that, and I haven't let you go yet.
No,
I said
and I'm still waiting to use it.
When we finish the show, you can go.
Oh, thanks.
So this is the 2-hour extended, ladies and gentlemen. Billy is now using the bath, so he won't be able to get in there for another 4 hours, because obviously, you know, he's got to trim his beard and everything.
Morrison's is shut.
It's Morrison's, they're shut at 9.
Uh-oh.
So you've got 3 minutes to get over
Where's
there.
the nearest canal?
The nearest canal, well, I tell you a man who does like, who can show you exactly the right spots, Dean Cooper. I don't know that there are many canals in Kent, East Sussex, where they are.
Don't know.
There is any canals in East Sussex, in fact.
Perhaps I'll have to wait until I get back to Middlesbrough to go to the Rother.
Ah, yes. They do have rivers in. They have the Medway in Kent.
Isn't that where the Americans had a big battle?
The Battle of Medway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They came over.
It's a long way for me to go to have a
Is that
pee.
part of the English Civil War? Not the English Civil War, the American.
No, that was World War II, wasn't it?
Oh, the Battle of Medway? Oh, where did they have that? In America?
No, Medway.
Where is Medway? I'm showing my ignorance. Where is that then?
I haven't got a clue.
Oh, you're showing yours as well. But there is...
Hang on, Steve Pilfold.
Still Pilfold,
Yes.
Hang on, Steve. I reckon these levers he's got... Do you remember the old... Well, you're probably too young to remember the cash registers that you'd press a button and it 5 shillings, 2.
Yeah, I worked one once.
Did you?
Yeah.
I reckon that's what Steve Pilfold has. He pulls a lever like that, and the information comes
When
up.
the building trade went through a slump, it was my girlfriend then. We worked in a shop in Haslemere.
Did you?
In a greengrocer's, yeah.
Greengrocers, they've all got those I bet
They
there's-
used to have them, yeah.
And they've got those old-fashioned weighing scales.
Yeah,
You
that's
stick
what we
2
used to,
bananas
yeah.
on and a
Used to
couple
use
of
them.
apples.
Yeah.
And the big old chunk weights. Dum.
Cynthia Ward will remember this. It's called Covent Garden Stores in
But-
Lower Street in Haslemere.
Covent Garden stores, not in Covent Garden.
Not in Covent Garden. Run by a chap called Ted Copping and his wife.
Ted Copping. Cop a load of that, Ted, said his wife.
He got
throwing
Greengrocer
in
of
the
the Year
melons.
award when we were there.
He got what?
Greengrocer of the Year. Southern Area Greengrocer of the Year.
Gosh. I wonder if there was a... Did he have to go up to... I always think this is hilarious when you've got industries go up for these award shows. I've entertained, juggled and unicycled at these events, and you turn up and people are arriving and it's like the BAFTAs, but it happens to be for plumbing supplies. You know, it's a big national plumbing supply company, and they're the top salesman of the year. And you know, some guy, David Penfish. Oh, David Penfish, and he comes up and they give us, and it's all like it's like the BAFTAs, and you think, oh my God, really? And then we're entertaining at this and think, and these people aren't glamorous; these are just ordinary, everyday, normal people, the great unwashed, and you know they're not really used to attention, and then they have to give a speech. Yeah, well, thanks very much for that. I really didn't expect it. I'd just like to say that I think Donald Trump is doing a marvellous job, because you know they always make a political stuff. I wonder if they do all that nonsense at these things. Dean Cooper says, you can't like comments on YouTube. Oh, we like them. We love them.
Very nice.
They're very nice, those comments.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter whether you like them.
Yep.
It's whether we like them.
Absolutely. Yep.
What else have we got here? The Robert Crosser says, Ian Beddoes says that I have just found it's started a buffer.
Stayed buffer free tonight.
My trouble is reading, of course, reading live. Oh, there's more.
Oh my gosh.
I know, sorry about that. What else have we got? Midway is in North Kent. Yes, that's right. But that's not where the Battle of Midway took place, because I think we'd remember that.
Yes.
Linda Cadman says, hi, Richard. Back again. Have you had your dinner? Yes, we've just been doing a live show for an hour, Linda. You've missed it. You'll have to watch the rerun. This is Kevin Hall, by the way.
Hello.
He's the son of Henry Hall, who, as you famously know, sung that wonderful song, The Teddy Bear's Picnic. If you go down in the woods today, you better go in disguise. If you go down in the woods today, you better close your eyes. Da-da, da-da, da, diddly-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. You're not really the son of Henry Hall. No. Different part of the family, I imagine.
Right initial, though.
Is it?
Howard.
Oh, Howard. Howard Hughes.
Yeah.
I mean, Howard Hall. Oh, there we go. You get all sorts on this show, ladies and gentlemen. I just hope you're appreciating it.
Yes. I won't be back again, don't worry.
Oh, good. West Country Yokel. This is my mate Austin from down there in Somerset. Hello there, Austin, down there in Somerset. He says, numpty free TV, much better on YouTube, I reckons. Thank you very much. I'm so pleased that you said that. We do our best.
Nigel Sadler, Midway, an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Midway as opposed to Medway. Yes, because it's Midway.
Just change the letter.
Yes, change the letter and you've changed the whole place. Mm-hmm. Yes, you could have the Vobes show, or you could have the Vibes show by changing a letter. I'm sure you could keep doing that. The Vile show you could probably get if you changed. That would have to change 2 letters, of course. But yeah, it's all good fun. Thanks very much. So Dean Cooper says it's Midway in World War II. All right. It's not down in the Medway.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All the Yanks came over into the Medway down there at Rochester. Is Rochester in the Medway?
Probably a lot of them did, didn't they? And didn't go home.
Dean Cooper says good night. Oh, sorry. Good night.
Good night.
I get them telling me when to stop. They say, right, okay, stop.
That's it. The point I was saying, had enough.
Yeah, he's had enough. We've switched the box off. Sent box from Washington today, says KJKVVVVVKVK. Thank you very much, KJKVVVKVK. Have you got a shorter name? That's a lot to say, actually, every time that you appear, Mr. KJKVVV. Oh, I forgot the slashes. I beg your pardon. KJ/KVV/VVK/KV/K. There must be. Can I call you Keith? Can I please? It'd be so much easier. But thank you so much for what's in the box. That is really exciting and looking forward to that. What else have we got?
Dean Cooper. Producer CD, Richard and Kevin's Harmony.
Oh, yes. If you go down in the woods today, you better go
in disguise.
Oh, yes, you're sure of a big surprise. That's what
you
were singing. You're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you... Something about closing your eyes.
Yes.
Today's the day the teddy bear... What does that bit go? Now, of course, if one... Hang on a minute. I'm just going to...
On Mother Kelly's doorstep.
Now, the screen may go funny because I'm going to type something. When I type something, the screen goes a bit funny. So bear this in mind.
Bear with.
Teddy Bears Picnic lyrics. Okay, we're going to get the lyrics up. Now I just need to make... Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, we're still going. That's good. So, what happened to the... Here's the lyrics. Let me get the chat box back up. We'll see if we can do this. He didn't know. I didn't know. Right, here we go. So, 2, 3, 4. If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. You were right. If you go down in the woods today, you better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Picnic time for teddy bears. The little teddy bears are having a lovely time today. Watch them, catch them unawares, and see them picnic on the holiday.
Brilliant.
See them gaily gad about, they love to play and shout. They've never had any cares.
I've never seen that chorus before.
At 6 o'clock, their mummies and daddies would take them home to bed, 'cause they're tired little teddy bears.
Is that it?
Every bear who's been good for sure. Anyway, we had a good thrash at that, ladies and gentlemen. My God. I wonder if people can take snips out, don't give them ideas, out of YouTube and then make little YouTube clips. That would be hilarious. Oh, there we go. We've made some people laugh.
Dear.
Finally.
Robert Croser, have they been sniffing Kevin's paint?
Yes. Oh, Jeff, it's you, Jeff. Of course, it's you, Jeff. Mr. KJ/KVVV/VV. You've got to tell us a story behind that. That must be secret code. Jeff, thank you so much for that. That's great. I'm watching on YouTube. Everyone's watching on YouTube, Linda. Everyone's watching. You can't watch on Facebook. This is going live on YouTube, just so you know.
Robert Croser, they've been on so long. Richard Suggett has aged and now looks like Kevin Hall.
That's very funny. Oh, that is very funny. Robert Croser says they've been sniffing Kevin's paint. Well, it is durable paint, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Probably by Crown, which
probably
has a slight dodgy scent. Julia Hartley's laughing. Says he's numpty free TV. He's having a good old laugh there. Nigel said, "Oh dear, you were reading my mind. Re-clip clippings." That's going to be going viral. Dear oh dear. TV sorted the camper yet, says West Country Yokel. No, Austin, I haven't yet sorted the camper. He's on at me to get a camper van so I can go, wherever I can without the B&B costs, and that's probably a good thing.
You've got to paint it pink.
I don't know what the Board Explorer colour should be. There should be...
Not orange.
Not orange. No, not orange. A British racing green I quite fancy.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Might blend into the undergrowth a bit.
With some slashes.
With some slashes of what?
White.
Oh, white. What is a slash?
Well, it's like a what's
like Go Faster Stripes.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, there we are. Some slashes. It's like me sticking something out the window when I need to go.
Yes.
Not that kind of slash.
Peter May. Oh, don't end the show.
Don't end the show. Well, we've got to end the show because there's this old adage in theatre business, which is get off, you're boring.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry.
And not only that, I've got an hour's journey to go home.
He's got an hour's journey. Listen, it's been great fun. I will do some more of these live shows, and if you want to be a guest on the show and you're up for a laugh and you're sensible and funny at the same time, like Sir Kevin Hall here.
I did my best, folks. I did my best.
It's been brilliant. And we will do it on the YouTube. I will try and do a live show from wherever I end up down in Dorset this week, which will be good. Look out for those. I'll try and keep you abreast on Facebook, on the Vobes Show Facebook page. And, of course, you will get notified on YouTube when it goes live. It seems to be a great system.
Come back on here.
Don't go down in the woods alone, folks. You may bump into Richard Vobes, says Dean Cooper. Worse, you may come across Dean Cooper peeing into a canal. Which is, slightly more worrying if you ask me. Emily Champion, I will sort out coming down. It's been great to have you again, Emily. Always a laugh on the show, as long as you don't bring any cream. Do a show when you come up here, says Robert Croser, and try to offend everyone. Yes, I will. We will do a live show when we're up there. We're in Sussex. Steve Pilfold says we all love being abreast. We certainly do. And he's just promoting 2nd of June, the Pevensey Walk. Absolutely. Well done for reminding. 10:30. Where are we meeting? Where is the actual meeting point just before we go?
He did say earlier on.
Oh,
actually.
did he?
Yeah, that would be way back.
I can't be bothered to go back to that. See you all at Pevensey. George Railway Videos is saying goodbye. Check out George Railway Videos.
George.
He's got some nice videos about railway. Oh, in the Castle car park, so you couldn't get it far wrong. I wonder if we're on here. Hang on, I might just see if we can sing out with something.
Oh no.
Henry Hall. Is he on? I wonder if he's on YouTube. Hang on a minute. Just don't go away. I'm going to try something. I've not done this before. I'm going to try this, see if this works. This is a whole experiment thing. Oh, look, we're on here. Live show. Look at that. Live now.
Now. Yeah,
that's fascinating. Right. Henry Henry Hall.
I'm sorry, folks.
Teddy Bear's
Sorry,
Picnic.
folks.
No. Wait, I'm going to see if we can play out with this because I think this is.
Oh, the proper thing.
Yes, this
that's
is not
even
just us.
better.
So I'm going to press this button, and I think this may come underneath us, so to speak. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
We might not be able to hear this. Oh, yes, we can hear it. Here we go. Hopefully you can hear this. Let me see.
If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
Boom. Anyway, I hope you heard that. If you didn't hear that, we just played in a little bit of Henry Hall there. Probably got a copyright / against us now.
Yeah.
But that's the way it goes. Right, I've got to work out how to turn this thing off. Hang on. I'll see get those up there. Very, very surreal. £2 all day, £14 on the street. Oh, that's the car park. Yes, well done. Brilliant. We've got to go.
Good night, Judith.
Nice to see you. Thanks very much. And we'll catch up with you soon. Thanks to Kevin.
Thank you,
It's
Richard.
been-
No, I loved it. It's great fun.
Thanks for everybody for coming in and being part of the show. It's been absolutely fantastic. We will see you again. But until then, I will play the outgoing theme and we will see you next time. Till then, from us, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.